Alrighty, fourth grade, we're going to be starting 1-point perspective. So this is the cool drawing stuff. I'm going to teach you how to draw real. Next time we're going to be drawing a little city, and I'm excited to see what you're going to create. So keep in mind that your city can be any way you want. I'm excited to see what you're going to choose. This can look a little bit tricky, and it can be a little bit tricky. We're going to be using our pencil, our paper, and a ruler. We're going to be using a vanishing point. So it's a trick in art where all the points end up in one area, just like that road. Or look at this railroad. Look at the different lines of the railroad. They all end at the vanishing point at the end of the way. Howdy guys. So today we're going to be starting a really fun, interesting way of doing perspective. So perspective is the way we see things. I'm going to show you a realistic technique so you can use this to make things look really real. It is going to be a little bit difficult. You are going to need your pencil and a ruler. And also, if you have a sharpener, that would be amazing. Remember, I can't supply any more sharpeners. I'm out. That is your responsibility from now on to bring a sharpener to art. Give me a thumbs up when you have those items. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do 1-point perspective today. So hopefully you have all your tools. You are going to be using your ruler. That's why I put it in the kit so that we could use it. So what we're going to do is we are going to open up to page 7. Virtual learners, you will just use a piece of paper and then submit that for your assignment. You also need a ruler today, so it means you might need a straight edge if you don't have a ruler. Could you find something that could make a straight line with your pencil? Last time we were on page 6, which was blank. We did our favorite things. Now we're going to be on page 7. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. All right, so for this part, I want you to draw with me. We're going to go over some basic drawing techniques, and then I'm going to show you how to do 1-point perspective on this page. There are some different terms for drawing. Whenever I say contour lines, it means you're drawing the outside of something. So just pick a random shape. I'm maybe going to do a triangle or circle. Contour lines are just your basic drawing. So just think of basically the outside of things. Contour means the outside of shapes, objects, those are the lines that we draw. If I ever say scribbling or you want to add texture, that's easy. Go ahead and do some scribbling. So now we have contour lines, we have scribbling. If you ever want to give the impression of kind of shadow or something, you may want to do cross-hatching. So cross-hatching is a way of making darker areas with the pencil. Just like that, it gives it immediate texture. The way I use it, like let's say I'm drawing like a 3D box, and we are going to be drawing some 3D boxes today. Maybe you want to add some shadow to it. You could do some cross-hatching. You could do some cross-hatching on the shape. You don't have to copy me, guys. Just follow along. Copy me if you want to. But that could give it the idea of shadow. Another way you could do it is blending. So let's say I take a circle, so go ahead and draw a circle. And then I want you to blend this and give it some shadow. I'm going to take my pencil. You can either scribble or do some hatching marks on one side. And then give me a thumbs up, and I'm going to show you a technique to make it look a little bit more realistic. Okay, so we have our circle. We have a little bit of shadow. Let's take a pinky or an index finger. It really doesn't matter which finger, honestly. And I want you just to go back and forth over it, and it starts to blend it out. And you can always go back, add even more shadow, blend it more out. Does it look more realistic, less realistic when I do that? And that's just an easy way to make it look real. So go ahead and try out these techniques. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, so now let's do some fun drawing. So I'm going to be doing this with you. Don't freak out, guys. We are practicing. We're using our sketchbook for practice. This is not our final drawing. We'll probably start our final drawing next time I see you. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to turn your sketchbook so that it is horizontal. If you do not have a sketchbook, it's okay. You can use just another piece of paper. So my virtual learners just use a piece of paper. Alrighty, guys. So hopefully you have your pencil, your ruler, and then that page in your sketchbook. I'm just using a piece of paper so I don't confuse the virtual learners who are watching this too. Uh-oh, dropped my Sharpie. Oh well. So I'm going to show you how to do 1-point perspective. This is what's going to make things look real. It's a technique that you're going to use in middle school, and it's going to kind of really bring your talent in art to the next level because now you're going to be drawing 3D and it's going to look a lot more realistic. So I have my paper. I'm going to keep it horizontal. You might not want to do it up and down. It's going to be really confusing if you do it that way. The way I teach it, at least the first day, is I want you to do it widescreen. I want you to do it horizontal. Give me a thumbs up when your paper is horizontal. Okay, next I want you to take your ruler. If you are at home and you don't have a ruler, just use like a book, or if you have a box of crayons, perhaps you could use that as a straight edge. You don't necessarily have to use a real legitimate ruler. All right, I'm going to take my ruler, and if you've never used a ruler before, what you do is you hold the ruler with one hand. I usually hold it with double fingers, and then I draw with my right hand, and I use this as basically a guide to making lines. So I'm gonna try to level it out. You want to make your line in the middle of the paper. You don't want it too high, don't want it too low. So it's in the middle of the paper. I'm holding it with two hands, and I'm going to draw a line all the way across, which can be kind of tricky. So just kind of sneak in there, get that line. Do not let go of the ruler, otherwise you're gonna have a wonky line. All right, you know it's not perfect, it's good enough. Go ahead and do a horizontal line all the way across the paper. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to watch first. We are going to practice doing things above the line, on the line, and below the line. This is this is the horizon line, and this line is the difference between the sky and the land. It's where the sky and the land meet. We've talked about that in second grade. I'm going to create boxes and show you how to do perspective for each one of these areas. So it's going to look real whether it's in the sky, whether it's far away, or whether it's almost on the ground in front of you. It'll make sense in a moment. Just kind of hang in there. And by the way, guys, like I've said before, if this is too tough for you, don't worry, we're just practicing. No boo-hooing, no giving up. We're just gonna try our best. All right, so when I practice this with fourth grade, we usually start with boxes and do the perspective. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to do a box up in the sky. It does not matter if it's a square box, a rectangle box, what have you. You're going to do a box in the sky, right here. And give me a thumbs up once you have a box in the sky. Okay, now we are going to do a box kind of on the line. So I'm going to put a box over here, and notice I'm on the left side of my page. I'm going to put a box over here. Wham, bam. Give me a thumbs up when you have a box on the left side of your paper, but this time the line goes in between it. All right, and then lastly, I want to put a box over here, right down below the line. So the line goes through only the middle one. This box is now below that horizon line. You'll see why this will make sense in a moment. All right, give me a thumbs up when you have your triplet boxes. Okay. So we are going to be using something called the vanishing point. The vanishing point is right in the middle of this line. In fact, I want you to take your pencil now and put a little dot. This is where the vanishing point is. We call it the vanishing point because it's where things vanish. You'll see why I'm talking about that in a minute. There's going to be like random lines that go here and then they just vanish. Give me a thumbs up once you have the vanishing point. All right, so we have our vanishing point. Now we're going to be making vanishing lines. So here's what I want you to think about. If this box was really floating in the air, I wouldn't be able to see the backside of the box over here, but I might be able to see the bottom and I might be able to see the side. I can't see what's on top of the box if it was floating, but I could probably see what was on bottom and the side because I'm technically under it. This box right here is in front of me and then this box is below me. So it's the opposite. So if this box was at the bottom, I could see the top, but not the side. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a moment. I want you to mark some different corners. I want you to mark this one, this one, this one. So it's the corner of this top box here, left, right, and top right. Give me a thumbs up when you've marked them. Okay, so now we're going to move on and we're going to be doing some points and some vanishing lines. You are going to be drawing lightly. Do not draw hard because we are going to be using our eraser. You're going to take your ruler and we're going to line up this vanishing point and the top right of this box that we marked. Some people like to put a little star on the points that they've marked so they don't get confused. You can do that in the future too. I'm going to line up this vanishing dot and the top right of the box, and I'm going to draw a quiet, barely there line because we are going to be erasing stuff. Give me a thumbs up once you have it. All right, awesome. Next up, I'm going to take that same line and I'm going to match it up with this bottom right corner. So get the ruler, match it up as much as you can. Give it a quiet, light line. Draw light till you get it right. And then give me a thumbs up. Okay, last one. And then we're going to start making this box look 3D and you'll get the hang of it. I'm going to line up this bottom left with the vanishing point. Bam. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, so right now, this box, if you can imagine it, it looks like it goes like on infinitely. So technically it'd be like a rectangular prism and it goes on into the infinity. We don't want that. We don't want infinity boxes. This is not Infinity Gauntlet. This is not Infinity Wars. We want to not make that infinity anymore. I'm going to take this ruler, look at this bottom section right here. I need to cut this off. I need to make the box shorter. I'm going to take this ruler, I'm going to nudge it up right where I think that box would end if I wanted to imagine this as a cube floating in the air. Draw a line all the way across. Oh, it didn't do it. Draw a line all the way across, but do it lightly and then give me a thumbs up. Okay, so we have this horizontal line right down here. I'm going to mark where this middle line right here meets that line that we just created. So we have this line that we just did. It's the bottom of the box. I'm going to mark just with a little dot where it met this middle line that meets the corner of our box we started with. Give me a thumbs up when you've done that. Okay, so I'm going to take my ruler. This time it's vertical, and I'm going to slowly nudge it over until I hit that box. I'm sorry, that dot we just did. And now I'm going to draw a line up. Give me a thumbs up when you've done that. Remember, you take the ruler and you nudge it up right where that line we just created was. Awesome. So now here's where we get to take our eraser and it starts to look a little bit more real. I'm going to erase all these lines I don't need. We've cut off the box, so I need all of the lines inside of the box. I'm going to cut off this one. I'm going to cut off this one. And I'm going to cut off this one. You are cut off. Give me a thumbs up once you've done that. All right, it's starting to look real. It's starting to look like a floating Minecraft box. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I appreciate you guys trying so hard. I know this can be a little bit tough at first. That's why we're practicing. Next, we're going to take this side and this side. So we are only connecting 2 points on this one because if this box was right in front of us, we wouldn't be able to see the bottom. We wouldn't be able to see the top because it's neither floating above us like this one or it's not floating below us. It's right in front of us. We could probably only see the side. I'm going to connect this top right corner with the vanishing point. Draw a light line all the way to the vanishing point. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Next up, we are going to draw a line from the bottom right corner to the vanishing point. And then give me a thumbs up. Awesome. So now we are going to only cut off one side of the box. Remember, we don't have a bottom to cut off. We don't have a top yet. This is just the side. So you're going to take your ruler. It's vertical. My ruler's vertical. You get to decide this time. Where do you want the box to cut off? If you want the box to be shorter, you might want to bring the ruler closer to the box and make it like a cube. If you wanted a longer shape, you might want to bring it a little bit longer away. I'm going to just kind of cut it off right here, which means I'm going to draw a line from this top line here. I'm sorry, bottom line to this top line. I'm going to nudge my ruler up there. Bam. So that's where I want my shape to end. Give me a thumbs up once you have the place where you want your shape to end. Okay, so now I'm going to erase this line, this junk that I don't need. But this is a little bit different. I still need this horizon line. I can't erase that horizon line. The horizon line never goes away. But I don't need this bottom line here. I don't need this bottom line here. And if you think about it, this box is not invisible. I can't see through the box. So I'll need to erase the horizon line only inside of the box, nothing else. Give me a thumbs up when you erase the horizon line inside of the box and erased any extras. Okay, last one. These boxes are starting to look real, guys. You are going to connect 3 corners this time, because if you think about it, you cannot see the bottom of the box. This box is below us, because the horizon line represents where our eyes are. We're going to be drawing the top and the side of the box this time. I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to connect it to that bottom right corner. Draw a light till you get it right. Then, oh, it didn't do it. Turkey. All right, I'm going to draw a line. There we go. Then I'm going to go to that top right. Bam. And then that top left. Bam. So I have all 3 lines this time. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. All right, watch me first because I'm going to let you decide on this one. You're getting better at it. You might decide you want a very long box. You might want a short box. If you want a short box, you'll take that ruler and you're going to cut it off very early. Or if you want it long, you could cut it off late. I'm going to take this. I'm going to draw a line where I think I want it cut it off. I'm going to take this ruler, make it a right angle with that line I just did, and cut it off there. This is going to be more of a rectangular box. Now I don't need all this junk, these lines that go to the vanishing point. And then give me a thumbs up to show me that you're ready. Okay, so now you're going to be practicing boxes over here. I want you to try at least 2. So when you're doing your boxes, you can put them anywhere you want. You can take your ruler, draw the shape you want. If you're feeling really risky, you could try a new shape like a triangle. Or if you're feeling very daring and you know how to do it, you could do a circle and then do like a long cylinder. And you're going to do it on your own. If it doesn't look right or you don't know what to do, my trick to you is always find the vanishing point. The vanishing point never lies. If I'm like, oh gosh, what do? I don't know. You have to think about it. Where would this line go? It would always connect to the vanishing point. Where does this dot go? Always connects to the vanishing point. Where would this one go? Always goes to the vanishing point. If I thought about this shape in person, like what would it actually look like? I wouldn't be able to see the right side of this shape, so I don't need to connect to this corner because you wouldn't see it. It's behind the shape itself. And then always you need to cut off the shape, unless you really want it going into infinity. That might actually be a cool look. But I'm going to take my ruler vertical, cut it off, take it horizontal, cut it off, and erase all the junk that you don't need. The junk is always those extra lines that go to the vanishing point that you don't need. Once you've done your 2 boxes, decorate them. Maybe they're Minecraft chest boxes. Maybe they're boxes with the letters of your name on them. Maybe you can take one of your different examples of shading and make the box look real. Maybe there's a shadow on this side of the box. Maybe there's a shadow underneath this box because it's in the air. It's totally up to you. I'm just being kind of crazy right now. But how can you make this interesting? If you want to add color today, that's fine. We're going to take about 10 minutes to do this on our own, and then we're going to upload a photo to our Chromebook. When you are done today, keep this in your sketchbook. We are going to be working on this a little bit more, and we're going to start a city sketch next time, which I'm excited for you to try. If you do finish, let me know, give me a thumbs up, and I'll give you some permission to continue decorating your sketchbook. Remember, you should have all your color and all your stuff. I would love to see your decorated sketchbook. Don't forget, you can also draw on the back whatever you want, things that express you guys. Have a fun day, and I'm excited to see what you're going to draw.